Hey everybody, it's Coffee with Mick. Frank and honest discussion about whatever I want to talk about in the morning. So, that Fairly Odd Parents and New Wish-ish ending finale. Oh boy, I got thoughts. I got thoughts, baby. So many thoughts that are thinking of thoughts that are thinking of you. That's right. You're a thought of a thought. You ever think about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty good finale for the most part. Like, I feel bad for Dev. Ugh, yeah. His problems are so big, magic cannot solve them. That's like the whole thing. It's been said by a lot of fans, including writers of the show, that he's kind of like Remy Bucks Aplenty, but with layers. I'd go one step forward and say he's Remy Bucks Aplenty done right. You know, it's like Remy, like, he was only against Timmy just for the sake of him having fairy godparents, you know, assuming that he was happier than him. Why does he get to have parents who love him and fairy godparents who love him when he doesn't? And that's it. And that's why he wants Timmy not to have godparents. He just wants them gone. With Deb, however, it's not so much that he's against, like, Hazel having fairy godparents. He's against fairy godparents in general, or at least the rules. Feeling that they ultimately hold him back from getting what he actually wants. Sadly, there's nothing like either as shown, magic or anti-magic, that will give him what he really wants, and his dad loving him and paying attention to him. Like, they bring Dale up there, you know, so that like Dev can gloat to him and everything, and like for a little bit he gets some attention, and then IREP starts mentioning how they would fiddle with the plans, and Dale ends up following IREP and once again ignoring Dev. Like, his son practically co-conquers the goddamn world, like, and can't even still give him attention then, yeah. And you know, like it ends with like Hazel and the crew. He makes like Jasmine, Win, Anthony, and a bunch of other one-shot characters to like save the day, fix the big wand, and the anti-Furies like go back to wherever they came from. Well, anti-fairy world, that's where they came from. Yeah. And you know, part of it is through like Dev like making a sacrifice to like letting Wanda and Cosmo escape. It's also kind of bittersweet because it ends with him like losing his memories and Perry not being his godparent anymore. But I feel like that's the logical conclusion for Dev, at least this season, because once again, magic is proven not to give what he wants. It kind of brings to question what's the point of fairy godparents in general, you know? At least for every kid. And I'm not sure about this, but like at the end of the episode, Hazel uses her rule-free wish so that her brother and her friends could know about fairies and not have their minds erased. So that's kind of fun. It's kind of weird, but also it kind of makes you wonder why Timmy never did that. Who am I kidding? It's Timmy. He's not the sharpest spoon in the bucket. Yeah. And as said best by Perry, we better get a season 2. Peoples, rewatch it on the Netflix or whatever streaming weeman services you got. Because it's a pretty damn good show. Did I say pretty damn good? It's pretty yam good. Pretty flam good. Pretty damn good show. Yeah, it ain't perfect, but you know, it practically revitalized interest in the franchise as well as revitalized the franchise itself. I hope we get Timmy next season and other callback characters. That'd be great. Maybe Chester McBadbat. Yeah. Who also should have gotten fairy godparents, but it's been stated and implied that he's kind of like happy even with what little he has with his father. Yeah. Who was like shamed out of the major leagues. You know how it is. Yeah. Maybe have Crocker be a main antagonist again. It's kind of weird that he was only in 2 episodes this season, because Carlos Alazraqui is a recurring voice actor in this show, and yet you couldn't have him do the character he's most famous for from this show more than twice. It's a little odd. And maybe he was just too busy from Rock, Paper, Scissors. That show is pretty good, too. Yeah. They also make magical backup a lot more horrifying than it used to be. Remember from the original show? They just turned into confetti, but no, there's like stages, and like Perry was all bloated and puking rainbows. That was freaky. Ooh. Man. But hey, steaks. There are steaks now. I like it. That works. Yeah. Well, steaks with... There was always steaks, but steaks with, like, magical backup, yeah. Before that, they would just make a wish, and they just turn back to normal. What else of that show? Yeah, I hope Hazel just becomes Dev's friend, even knowing that she can't tell him about fairies. That's possible drama right there, yeah. Although, I do hope that Dev does get a fairy, but... As much as I love Perry, like, they only gave Perry that job because it should have been easy. Like, hey, what's a rich kid gonna wish for most of the time? I don't know, maybe his parents' love. Yeah, you can't give that, can't do love wishes. Yeah, maybe someone else, maybe Juan Decimo, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of good stories with Dev and Hazel. Yeah. And I know for a fact the fans ship them to high hell, so, like... Yeah, bring it home. Yeah. But yeah, good first season. Really hope that it gets a second season. Yep. Either way, I hope you have a morning.